Tell me if something like this has ever happened to you. Your car needs a service, so you Google car service near me to book it into the shop. You dial the number on the first listing you see. The phone rings a couple of times, but no one picks up, and then you get sent to voicemail. So you head on back to Google, you try the next business, and the next one, and the next one, until finally you get an answer right away. If you hadn't had this with your car, I'd be willing to bet you've probably experienced something like this, ordering food from a restaurant, calling a plumber to fix a burst pipe, or booking a dentist appointment. My point is, most businesses miss a lot of calls. And more often than not, the person calling probably isn't going to try again. They're just going straight down to the next business they can find that does the exact same thing. Now, if you're like me, you've also wondered how much money those missed calls cost a business in a year. Today, we're going to find out. So at AQX, we made a calculator on our website that answers exactly this. So if you want to see it for your own business, head to aqx.ai, click on the ROI calculator on the main page, and just enter your numbers in here. So say you're working with a painting company. They rank near the top of Google, they're running some local ads, and on average, they get around 200 calls per month. But here's the problem. They miss maybe 20% of those calls. Maybe someone called after hours, maybe the CSR was on break, maybe the person answering the phone was tied up with another customer. Now, let's say their average customer value is $10,000, which is actually on the lower end for painting companies. Many are closer to $20,000 or $30,000, but we'll stay conservative for this example. And now for every 10 people who call asking for a quote, they close 2 of them. That's a 20% close rate, which once again, we're being conservative on this. So conversion rate, 20%. And they have 1 customer service agent. So here's what happens. 200 calls per month means 2,400 calls per year. They miss 20%, which is 480 missed calls annually. With a 20% close rate, that's 96 lost sales at $10,000 per customer. They're losing $960,000 in revenue every single year, just because they're missing calls. That's nearly $1 million left on the table. Now, let's say nothing else changes in their business. The only thing they do is add an AI voice agent to handle the inbound calls to make sure every potential customer gets an immediate response, no matter the time of the day. To handle 200 calls per month with a platform like AQX, it would cost them about $4,800 per year. So, to be clear, they're investing $4,800 to capture an additional $960,000 in revenue. That's a 200 times return on investment. And that's just with the inbound phone calls. It gets even crazier when you start layering in things like a website voice bubble that converts more of their site visitors into booked appointments, or outbound calling for lead follow-ups. Now, you might be thinking, won't customers know it's AI? Yes, some will. But here's the thing. From my personal past experience, they won't care. What customers actually care about is not waiting on hold and getting their problem solved fast. In most cases, they're genuinely impressed by how naturally AI agent sounds. I mean, think about it. Have you ever called a business and been relieved when someone actually picked up instead of sending you to voicemail? That's exactly what happens here. You might also be wondering, what if a customer calls about something other than a quote? You're not completely replacing humans in this scenario. You're just making sure no calls get missed. The agent can super easily be set up to automatically transfer the call to a real person if it's something more complex, or if the person asks for it. And if no one's available, it just schedules a call back for when they are. This is an insanely simple fix that unlocks a crazy amount of revenue that was otherwise vanishing every month, and it can literally be set up in less than 30 minutes of work. The fact that more people aren't offering this service to their clients actually blows my mind. Which leads me to my next point. If you run an agency and you're looking for ways to add revenue and reduce client churn, we do exactly that. We partner with you to add voice AI to your agency's value stack, giving you consistent recurring revenue every month. And adding a service for your clients that's deeply embedded into their sales and customer service process, making you an irreplaceable partner for their business. In addition, of course, to solving this massive revenue leakage for your clients. If all this sounds useful, I invite you to schedule a call with our team using the link below. Also, if you're curious but not sure if this would work for your clients, run their numbers through the calculator. It'll show you exactly what they're losing. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.